Okay, these problems are just like yesterday's problems. They have a number in the front. If I type GCF of 3, 11, and 10, there isn't one. So let's go to decimals, GCF of 3, 11, 10. So if there isn't a GCF, I'm not going to take anything out. So we're going to do it just like we did yesterday. You're going to take the A and multiply it by C, and that gives you how much? 30. So I'm going to get rid of this 3 for now. Just circle it. We're going to use it in a little bit. We have x squared minus 11x plus 30. So now I'm looking for factors of 30 that give you a sum or difference of 11. So let's do 30. Factors of 30, what are they? We start with 1. 1 times 30. That way we don't miss anything. 2 times 15. 3 times 10. And 5 times 6. Which one of those gives me a sum or a difference of 11? 6 and 5 if I add them, right? Sum. The 11 is negative, so they have to both be the same sign. Same symbol if it's a sum. You're writing this down. So then we write the two factors down, which is going to be x minus 5 and x minus 6. Am I done? No. Now I take that 3 and I divide both of them by 3. Got it? So then this one, we put it in decimals, 5 divided by 3. Okay, hit the fraction button. And then 6, negative 6 divided by 3. It was, negative 6 divided by. And this one was also negative, I forgot. So negative 5 divided by 3 and negative 6 divided by 3. These are my answers. Put them down. So this stays the same, so I'm going to move this up to the front. This one became a 2, so that's x minus 2. What does this one become? 3x minus 5. Done. Pause the video. I want you to do problem 2 and 3, and then we're going to check it in just a little bit. Problem 2, you should have at least attempted it, or you have the answer already. We're going to check it. You're going to take the 8 and multiply it by 3. What does that give you? 24. Y squared minus 10y plus 24. I need factors of 24 that give me a sum or difference of 10. So I know it's 1 times 24, 2 times 12, 3 times 8, 4 times 6. Which one of those gives you a sum or difference of 10? I have 2 of them. I have 2 and 12 and 4 and 6, right? If I add these two sum, they would both have to be negative so that it can give me a negative 10. This one is a difference. If I subtract them, right, they will also give me 10, so one needs to be a positive, one needs to be a negative. How are you going to be able to tell which one is the correct answer? When you multiply these two, positive times a negative, what does it give you? A negative. Is this a negative? No, it's a positive. Negative times a negative is a positive. So this is my correct answer, not this one. Okay? And they're both going to be negative because the middle sign is negative. So here we go. Write them down. Y minus 4 and y minus 6. Go back and divide everything by that 8. and reduce them. 4 divided by 8 and 6 divided by 8. 4 divided by 8 and 6 divided by 8. Hit the fraction button on both of them. I'm going to have 1/2 and 3/4, and they're both going to be minus. 1/2 and 3/4 because there's a minus right there. So I have y minus 1/2 and y minus 3/4. And you're going to move the denominator to the front. Right? So I have 2y minus 1 and 4y minus 3. I'm only going to practice 2 more with you, and then we're going to start the quizzes. So I'm going to do problem 3, and then go down and do one of those. So right here, we're multiplying 9 times -2. What does that give you? -18. So m squared plus 3m minus 18. I need factors of 18 that give me a sum or difference of 3. So 1 times 18, 2 times 9, 3 times 6. Which one gives you a sum or difference of 3? 3 and 6. If I add or subtract them. If I subtract them, so that's a difference. That means one sign is going to be positive, the other one's going to be negative. If this one is positive, then the bigger number will take the positive. Okay? So then the other one's going to be negative. So here we go, write them down. M plus 6 and m minus 3. Divide both sides by 9. So when I reduce these two, 6 divided by 9 and 3 divided by 9, what do you get? 6 divided by 9 and 3 divided by 9. So I'm going to hit the fraction button on both of those. So it's 2 over 3 and 1 over 3. That's what you're going to type. That's what you're going to write down. So I have m plus, what did I say, 1 over 3? 2 over 3. And m minus 1 over 3. Move the bottom number, the denominator, to the front. And that gives you your factor. So it's 3m plus 2 and 3m minus 1. All right? And let's try one of the bottom ones because those have greatest common factors. Okay? GCF, this one's going to have a greatest common factor. I can tell already just by looking at it. Some of you probably can too. This one has the greatest common factor. They all do. That means you can take something out first before you start doing the work. So I'm going to find greatest common factor of 10, 75, and 35. 10, 75, and 35. So my greatest common factor is 5. That means I can divide everything by 5. So take out a 5, divide everything by 5. 10 divided by 5 is 2, k squared. 75 divided by 5, what's that? 75 divided by 5 is 15. So that's positive 15k. And 35 divided by 5 is a positive 7. Well, that didn't help me because I still have a number in the front. So I still have to do the same thing we just finished doing, which means I'm going to multiply the 2 times the 7. Okay, that gives me 14. So bring the 5 down. I still have, it's k squared plus 15k. When I multiply these two, that gives me 14. So I need factors of 14 that give me a sum or difference of 15. Factors of 14. What are they? 1 times 14 and 2 times 7. Do any of those give you a sum or difference of 15? Yes, which one? 1 and 14 if I add them, right? So it's a sum, and they both have to have that sign, so they're both positive. So bring down the 5. The 5 it's still outside. It's going to stay outside the whole time. So now I have k plus 1 and k plus 14. Am I done? No. You're going to divide both of these by the 2, not by the 5, by the 2 that I multiplied. So this is divided by 2, and this is divided by 2. We're doing the same thing, except now I have a 5 outside, right? So this 2 goes up in the front because it won't reduce anymore. And then this one becomes 7. 14 divided by 2 is 7. So this is what the answer looks like. Pay attention. The 5 is in the front. This 2 goes to the front, so that's 2k plus 1. And then this becomes 7. 14 divided by 2 is 7, so that's k plus 7. Done. Okay, if you want to practice more of these, go ahead and practice them. If not, we can go ahead and get started on quizzes. You need to write everything down. Everything needs to be written down, and you have to be working it out, just like I showed you right now. Go ahead and start the quizzes.